In this lesson, the third and final lesson of the three-part series of success principles, I explain the remaining letters of the energy acronym, namely the second E, R, G, and Y. Energy continued. The third principle in the acronym energy represents the second E for essential focus. Too many of us are trying to achieve too many tasks all at once, overwhelming and confusing different parts of our brain and even people in our lives. I'll give you an example. Your brain, as much as you like to think otherwise, cannot be in two places in one moment. Just as you can't be on the beach and at the office at the same time. Even though you would love to, your brain can't split either. Even though you think you have figured out a way to do that, maybe perhaps using technology, but you cannot be in two places at the same time. And I know you love to be. I know I would love to be. It's not possible. Your brain also cannot do two things effectively at the same time. It's not just possible. How many times have you ever tried, had multiple apps open on your phone or computer, right? Multiple tabs. And what's the thing we always told to do? Close our apps, close our tabs, right? You can't have too many apps running at the same time on one device, or it will slow down too much or simply freeze. Likewise, you can't have too many apps running in your brain at the same time because it will drain you. Take away your energy, it destroys your energy, slows down your memory, and slows down your processing speed. That's why the third point is essential focus. Exercising essential focus is one of the best ways to preserve and apply energy where it is needed and important. Let me give you an example. I have to give my exclusive focus when I am trying to build something big and meaningful. When I am trying to do something small or need to be repeated every day, it can become a routine. It can become a habit. For instance, you can brush your teeth and listen to music at the same time. It won't really matter as long as you are conscious and aware. You can cook and talk on your phone to a friend or your family member at the same time because those can be relatively simple activities to do. But if you are trying to write a book, start a business, solve a complex problem, or come up with a creative new idea, you don't try to do other things at the same time. You don't try and do them both at the same time. These activities require your exclusive focus. What I mean by that is dedicating all your time and energy when you are engaged with that important task. You probably already know that our brains have two sides called cerebral hemispheres. The right side is considered the root of creativity and dynamic thought. The left side is good with logical, stable, and structured tasks. As such, the right side of our brain is home to imaginative curiosity, while the left side is being level headed, grounded in statistics and factual information. So, let's say I'm trying to do a creative task, and in 1 hour, I wanted to do a logical task. It requires switching from one side of my brain to other side. Now imagine you try to run from the city center to the outskirts. As these are opposite places, you can expect it to require a lot of time and energy in a day. But imagine if you spend a week in the city and then you go to the countryside for a weekend, you give yourself enough time to make the move and preserve energy. It is the same when you try to switch from your left to right brain or reverse in a short time. Even if you have exclusive focus at any time, the switch between opposites in the same hour is draining. The effort requires a lot of energy and you are likely to lose focus too if you don't manage between activities properly. So, the point that I am trying to make is really very important. You can switch from one energy to another energy with a proper break in between to reset and recharge for the transition. Let me give you an example. If I am trying to be creative, I can't suddenly switch into business mode. If I'm trying to be loving, I can't suddenly make important objective decisions about something at work. Dedicating time and energy to one thing allows you to focus. If you can, only focus completely for 20 minutes, take a break, and then go back for 20 minutes. There's nothing wrong with that. I know you have busy lives. You have to cook, you have to drop the kids at school and go to work. That's understandable. Still, when you are trying to establish or develop something important, you have to focus completely. It's now time to get to the next principle of success. The R in the acronym of energy stands for the fourth principle, namely, recognize the race you need to run. Now, you have probably heard the following comparison before: it's a marathon, not a sprint. Believe me, recognizing the race you need to run is one of the most important aspects of awareness when you start something. In other words, you may have to reduce your pace so you don't burn out. A big problem today is that we have got used to instant everything: instant Uber, instant food, instant Amazon Prime, instant food delivery. Everything has to be delivered immediately. Likewise, our minds would like to make us think we can order and have our goals delivered in an instant. But that never happens, right? That's so unlikely. We think we can order and have success delivered at our doorsteps, and it doesn't work like that. Enjoy success without too much effort, that doesn't happen. That's just not true. Success will never be delivered to your doorstep. Neither will happiness, fulfillment, or meaning. Having success is about walking as far away from your door and opening up as many doors as possibly can. Too few people recognize that we are living in the world which is a marathon while they are trying to sprint. So imagine for a moment, I'm a business development manager leading a team. I'm dealing with a huge project. I can't expect it to work like a sprint. I have to recognize that it is a big task that will take time. Therefore, I always say that I am impatient for the small things, but I am patient for the big things. For example, I was offered a book deal and spent over 2 years patiently working on my book, writing it, focusing on it, growing the idea, letting it expand rather than just doing it in one go. But if I want to launch a video to see if I connected with people, I'll focus on it today, get it done, and get the video out tomorrow, right? Impatient about small things, patient for the big things. Patience for the big things is the priority. If you need to write one article, get that done. If you want to write a book, it will take time, but still set a deadline. Recognize these distinctions because this will let you manage energy. Now, for the next concept in the energy series, the G point, to the fifth principle of success: to go all in with a bold capital G. Let me tell you, try to be someone you are not is hard work, professionally or personally. Don't waste your energy trying to become who others want you to be, or who you think you should be instead, or who you are and what you are. Albert Einstein said it best: if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend his whole life believing that it's stupid. You can't live like that. If you are a fish and you are trying to live like a monkey, or you are a lion and you are trying to live like a dog, it's just not going to work. And believe me, I've seen it often. Trying to be something that you are not is draining, absolutely draining. To enter a mold or twist yourself into being what other people want you to be. Now, to be the best you, you must have to bend, you may have to adopt, you may have to mold and try new things. That's part of the process. But what I am saying is that you can't just force yourself to be someone else because they look impressive or look successful. You have to push, you have to get out of your comfort zone, you have to bend. But I don't want you to twist so much that you lose yourself. That's why I am always saying go all in on you. Bet all your chips on who you are and who you know you can be, nothing and nobody else. I don't mean being your lazy self or your worst self is okay. All I am urging you to do is develop self awareness and grow, but staying genuine and authentic. There is no excuse to remain your worst self. That's not the goal. We conclude the principles of success looking at the sixth and final concept. Lastly, the why in the acronym energy refers to perhaps the most important point here, your pace. Think about it for a moment. What does your pace mean? Everyone has different levels of energy. Everyone expresses energy in different ways. Everyone utilizes their energy in different ways. The key is to find and know your energy at your pace. If someone's talking to me, when in front of me, I am focused on them, paying fully attention to them, giving them my exclusive energy at this moment right now. When I am praying for a person or meditating for them or thinking compassionately about the person, I am also investing my energy. Therefore, the final point about knowing your ideal pace is this: energy doesn't always have to mean hyper and bubbly, right? That doesn't mean what I mean by energy. Energy means is that you're giving your focus or attention to something important. You're present, you're there, you're available. Remember that energy is unique to each and every single one of us. It's not the same for anyone. Your energy, your pace, your time. For instance, Morgan Freeman's acting career didn't take off until he was 52. Imagine if he decided he wanted to be a blockbuster actor by 49 but didn't make it and gave up. We tend to put fake time limits rather than deadline in the work we wanted to do on what we love to achieve. What is not that important, we don't put any time limits. Be careful being so inflexible, knowing your energy, your pace, and your race. As a result, putting time limits on what we love, we end up doing what we don't love for the most time. One of my most important tools for recharging is double the break you think you need. If you think you need a 10-minute refuel, allow 20 minutes instead. Be liberal with the amount you think you need to refuel. And remember, refuel is not watching TV. or just browsing on social media. It's a meditation class, it's going to the gym, it's doing something productive. Remember, this is a refill and recharge, not just having a break, not wasting time. Another one is to identify powerful, positive people and try to gravitate towards them and see how you can connect with them genuinely. Try to be with them or around them. Go to the places that they are and try and get connected in a positive way. Offering some service, being useful rather than trying and dragging them down, uplift yourself to their level of positivity. One more way to do is build energy every day. The aim of learning and making constant progress helps people feel more energized than when they only want ultimate for perfection. Perfection is elusive and ephemeral. We don't really know what it looks like. It's tangible. I don't even know if it's real. It's much more powerful and effective to focus on progress. After all, it's about the journey and not the destination. Now that you know about the importance and methods of recharging and utilizing energy, it's time to wrap up our three-part series on success principles. Final thoughts before we go. In this three-part series, how to apply two valuable energy management techniques, the acronyms EARLY and ENERGY. In energy, E stands for energy first, N stands for negative energy, second E stands for essential focus, R in the acronym energy stands for the fourth principle, namely recognize the race you need to run. G stands for go all in. Y in the acronym energy refers to perhaps the most important point here, your pace. You are now equipped to use these with yourself so that you have more energy to spend on activities that are important to you. You realize the importance of having an evening ritual focused on re energizing the body and mind and about protecting yourself from negative energy while maximizing positive energy. The next lesson is all about finding and living your purpose. In other words, finding the balance between ourselves and our drive to improve our environment. But before you join the next lesson, please remember to do the reflection and practical exercises first. Until next time, keep up the incredible work and let happiness be the choice that spreads joyful colors in your